Hi, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share the video if you found it helpful. Give it a thumbs up. Pass it on if you believe someone else would benefit from it. I would appreciate that. My condolences, my heartfelt condolences to DEMOND Wilson's family. He was the character on the Sanford and Son show from, I think, 1972 to 1977. I'm a 70s baby. I grew up watching him. He was Lamont Sanford, Fred Sanford's son. You can go back and watch these throwbacks. It was one of the funniest comedies of that era. And even now, you can watch it, and I mean, you would die laughing. It was just a cool dynamic to watch these guys go at it. And the whole cast, just impeccable actors and stuff. And they may remind you of somebody in your neighborhood even today. And DEMOND Wilson and someone did a podcast, and they were pronouncing his name Demon Wilson, but it's really DEMOND Wilson, D-E-M-O-N-D. But I digress. So go watch Comedy Hype. It's called Comedy Hype News. There's a podcast he did twice with a guy, and that's the name of it, Comedy Hype News. And I wanted to highlight him, man, because when you listen to him, your first impressions would be even awakened like I am. You know, this guy seems like he could be a narcissist. But I abandoned that thought very quickly when he began to speak. He was very seemingly domineering in the podcast, but he was asked questions. And these were questions that were asked to clear the air. And he did that. He spared no expense. And he did mention Kevin Samuels as someone who he very much knows, like I believe as well, that, you know, they eliminated him. You'll understand what I mean when you hear him talk. There are just a few people in the society of this day that speak definitively, unapologetic about certain things. Not so much because they believe in what they're saying. It is something within them that is written in stone, and it's been put there. It's been put there for them to carry out that truth. Nothing, nobody, hell or high water will silence that truth. And DEMOND Wilson was no exception to this. He was not only a stellar actor, but in real life, he was an excellent human being. And so there were myths that him and Fred Sanford couldn't get along. Red Fox is his real name. But Red Fox was like a Rick James, squandered money right and left, acted like a real buffoon off camera because he had that status and that ego. And money, and not even money, if you get a lot of people that are around you and they're gassing you up and they're calling you this nickname like Killer, Booger Bear, sometimes we're wind-up dolls. We live up to the name and the image people give us. And I just think that was probably Red Fox's undoing. And they was asking DEMOND Wilson, did he believe that he should have helped Red Fox when he had this tax evasion, when the IRS came and pulled up in trucks and started taking all this stuff. DEMOND Wilson definitively say, why should I have helped him? He made decisions, and based on his decisions, he would file taxes every year, but would never pay. On and on and on. So I don't want to give too much away. I'm just here on a few minutes of just paying my respects to DEMOND Wilson. I think he was a real one. I do believe he was awake. I do believe he was someone who had did some of the shadow work on himself. He became an ordained minister, or went into full-time ministry back in '83, shortly after the Sanford and Son show disbanded. And that, from what DEMOND Wilson explains, was pretty much Red Fox's undoing. And they even asked Red Fox to come back with conditions or different bonuses, and Red Fox was so arrogant that he didn't want to take him up on that. He clears the air pretty much, and just taking that at face value, it makes sense. And if it makes sense, it's not nonsense. That's the way I see it. And so he's got receipts, and he's done his own work. He has his own accomplishments, and he passed away at 79, I believe. But he also exposes a lot of these secret societies. He goes on and he unearths a lot of things. And he spoke about Kevin Samuels, he believed got eliminated. And I too believe DEMOND Wilson got eliminated. Because if you go and listen to some of the stuff that he talks about unequivocally, he talks matter-of-factly about things that we've heard other people talk about pretty much parallel. And see, this doesn't go over well when you hear these entertainers talk about this. He never went to the Hollywood parties. He talked about him having mob ties early on back in the day, and he admitted that in different things. But he knew how to play the game to a strong degree. And he says that I observe people. A lot of the lingo and the jargon that he's going to be using is indicators to me that this guy was awake and he was in tune with himself, to the point where him observing people, I didn't take that as him being he said, I study people. I didn't take that as him being a narcissist. I took that to be him as an empath awakened. And once you're awakened, we study people, we observe people, we watch people in the same way that the narcissists watched us. They trained us. And so I want you guys to just give your condolences. If you see any kind of sites where you can pay your condolences to him, he is one of the real ones, and we lost a true one. And I've learned a lot from this man in the last few years, because I've seen some of his interviews and stuff. And from the first interview, because I've been awakened 6 years, and I knew right away that this man was the real deal. And so he never alludes to the fact about narcissism or anything like that. It's just impeccable how he answers these questions. So I do want to give my condolences to him and his family, for him and his family. DEMOND Wilson, Lamont, Sanford, you'll be missed. That being said, guys, bless.